doing a tutorial. It's kind of like how I paint, how I color tutorial. So let's get started. I'm drawing minaaaaa. Okay, I'm pretty sure we got to the point that I cannot pronounce stuff. I tried to make this video show and try to edit it as well as possible. I'm not the best at editing, you probably know. I'm using a new software for this one. And yeah, it's gonna be kind of confusing. So let's hop into it. I'm hoping that I edited it right and sketch finishes up soon. Basically it's how I paint. People prefer to paint and someone asked me to do a tutorial on how I paint. A little some info for brushes. I usually just use the classic round brush and some other brushes I have. I had a whole video on how we did everything and then I ended up by accident deleting them. And now I'm using a time lapse, so great anyway. So for painting, as you can see, I start off with flat color. I go for pastel, undertones. For skin color, I usually go for more warm tones and cool tones. If you've seen my old, you probably know I don't really use cool tones in my skin tone. I don't really like it. I like the warmness of tones. I usually, in the warm tones, I usually go for more red toned skin. Yeah. For my painting, I usually either start with flat colors or for like things that have more detail, I will do a rough messy sketch. For this rough messy sketch, I just use the round brush. Most of this video, except the flat color, I will use this messy round brush. For other oats, I use a square brush, basically same for like a round brush but in square form. For mostly coloring, I just try to go with the flow, pick out colors from the reference I'm using, and that's about it for coloring picking. I like to draw with my sketch over everything. It makes me seem easier. This is supposed to be a painting tutorial. I'm getting way too carried away. So, for painting, yeah, I will use, I already said the brushes I use. So, yes, I painted 5 colors. Then I start off with a messy line out, and then I fill in colors. I try to use more of a warm tone, give it like a little bit of shadow, but not dark, not as dark as the messy line out sketch, but more in the like more saturated shadow, and a little highlight. I usually try to use the pastel of the color instead of using white for adding highlights. For hair, the same goes for hair. For hair, I try to switch it up a bit. As you can see, for this one, I decided to use, for hair, I just use a lighter version of the color. It can have, depends on what color. I went for a purplish tone. Basically, like, I go for off tone for highlights, and then I fill in the shadows with a darker version, but it's still saturated color. So and I sometimes decide to go with my pastel tone for highlights as I explained before. When I'm shading white, I will use a purplish blue tone, and I usually use a few shades of it. It depends on how much shading I want in there, and I blur it out at all in the places where I don't want anybody to be seen. And that's basically about it. For skin, I go again with a messy lino to give it a outline. This is why I don't really consider my out as painting, because yeah, I don't really paint that much. Then I start off with a most saturated but delicate version of a pastel color, and then for a shade around those areas, and then I use another more neon color to give it more pop. For my shading, I usually will put it on multiply. But I'm not sure how the effect goes. For the black skirt, I will usually, when shading black, also just use a darker tone of purple. Or if I use a darker tone of purple, I'll just use black. For this drawing, I decided to go with the color that was used in the reference. As you can see at the top picture, they used that color to shade for the skirt, and it suited the black, so I went with that color. That's basically how I do my shading. So basically, to paint, how I paint, for better description, is I just try to mess around with it, make like little messy sketches, and like instead of like making like block shape and stuff and like trying to get it perfect, try to go with a brush that has like a tail end. Then when like it leaves, like it goes from lightest to dark, that type of brush is what I usually use for my painting. It also looks, I use it mostly because that's how most sketches brushes are made, so it gives that effect. For the socks, I made them most simple. That's how I usually paint them. I just made them a little boom, boom. For the shoes, I kind of speculated, and yeah, end of the video.